Let me know when my screen is visible. So is my screen visible? Yes or no in the chats? Perfect. Give me a minute. Let me adjust my screen. Okay, so today we are talking about recursive CTE. Everyone understands what's a CTE? Everyone knows what is a CTE? It's a temporary table that we create. It's a common table expression, a temporary table that we create in SQL. So the way it works is, can you see common table expression? So the way it works is you basically write the with clause, you give it a name. Say for example, in this particular case, the name was given as average salary. And then what you do is that you fit in a query. So what SQL does is it remembers that, okay, this query gives the output of a particular data and I need to remember it. So every time in below queries, whenever you think that this particular query is going to be repeated multiple times, instead of writing it inside the main query, you write it on the top and then just call the name of it, and then it's going to work all fine. Okay, so this is CTE. What is recursive CTE? Suppose there is a task that you want to perform and you want to keep performing it till a condition is satisfied. That is a case of using recursive CTE. The syntax for recursive CTE goes like that you have to write with clause, and then you have to write the keyword recursive, and then you have to give it a pet name, and then you have to tell, okay, what is the query that you want to save in a recursive, whatever pet name that you gave. And whenever you write a recursive query, the first query will be called as a base query. Okay, that will be a non-recursive query. It will be a base query. Even right now, if you don't understand, just hold on. We are going to solve an interview question related to this. Everything is going to be clear. For now, just understand what goes where, what is the formula, what is the syntax for it. Then you do union all, and then you do select, and then you write the recursive part, and here is where you put the termination condition. Where do you want your query to stop? So what is going to happen is, just like while loops in Python, for people who understand Python, it's going to repeat till the condition is going to be true. Okay, till the termination condition is not getting satisfied, it is going to keep repeating the query. And once the termination condition gets satisfied, it stops. So that also means, just like how in while loop we have to be very careful with what termination condition we have, even in this case we have to be very careful that where do we want the query to stop. And then in below you can write whatever query you want, and you can, whenever want, you can just call out this name. Okay, so this is how it is written. One very simple example could be, if you want to display the number 1 to 25 without using any inbuilt function in SQL, then how are you going to do it? Okay, so the way to do it is, you first write the next way to do it. So how we, if suppose you didn't use the autofill option in Excel, everyone understands what's autofill. You basically put Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then if you double tap or just drag it, it automatically writes Wednesday and all that, correct? But that is an inbuilt function. There are many other ways to write 1 to 25. One of the way to write 1 to 25 in Excel is how you write one. Wait, I'll just show you. Let me open my Excel. Okay. Sharing my screen. Let me know if Excel is visible. Can you see my Excel? Everyone, yes or no in the chats? Only one person is responding. There are 36 people. I want 36 responses. Very good. Be attentive, okay? Now, the other way to do it is you do 1 plus 1, correct? And then whenever you drag it, however you want to drag it, it's going to keep adding it. And then you can very nicely go to 25. Do you understand? This is one way to do it. When you have to do it manually, you use this formula to do it, okay? So same thing if I want to do in SQL, if this is what I had to do. Give me 1 minute. Yeah. If the same thing I wanted to do in SQL, I would do it something like that. I would say, okay, SQL, my base is that you select one, you write one, and then I want you to keep doing the union. And then I want you to write select x plus 1. But where I want you to stop? I want you to stop when your x is less than 25. Because when x is less than 25, which is going to be 24, your 24 plus 1 is going to be 25. So that's where the last number will come. And what I'll do is I want it to get repeated till this condition is satisfied. So I put it in recursive query, CTE, and then I simply do select star from this table. Does everyone understand this? Yes or no in the chats? Yes, Nitish, which part do you want me to explain? Can you specify, Nitish? I will explain that part. Okay, everyone understood this, right? Excel part. Yes, I'll just open my Excel. Give me a minute. Let me just share my screen so that I don't have to share 10 times the tab with you guys. Yeah. Yeah. So, Nitish, what I was trying to say is that if you wanted to do something like that in Excel, you had an autofill option, correct? If this option didn't exist, if you had to do it manually, so how would you do it? You would just do 1 plus 1 and then you would drag it, right? So we are basically doing the same thing in SQL right now. So that is the query that we just understood. Understood, Nitish? This is what I was trying to say. Perfect. So now I will go to my PG admin and get back to the question. Let me first just, do you guys remember yesterday's question or you want me to repeat? What is it? You want a quick recap of yesterday's question? Okay. Okay. Only Nitesh wants. What about other 34? Okay. Okay, Densi. Got it. Okay. Now, there is a table called as gadgets. Okay. In this gadget table, there are 3 columns. One is called as gadget ID. Other is called as gadget name. Next is called as number of gadget purchased. Okay. Now, the type of data that goes into each column is, this is each gadget has a unique gadget ID. And then gadget name is simply the name. It's a varchar type of variable. This is basically a string sort of a thing. And you put the name of the gadget. And this is the number of gadgets that were purchased. This is basically the count. Okay, so let me just run this piece of query. Okay, now that this is run, let us understand what is the question. Question is that we want to ungroup the given input. What do we want to do? We want to ungroup the given input. So how does our data look like? Our data looks something like this, correct? Laptop, there were 2 purchases. Phone, there were 1. Mic, it was 3. So we want to ungroup it. Laptop should appear 2 times. That means that. Do you understand the word ungroup? Everyone does? Perfect. No one wants me to explain? Okay, great. So can you see a laptop 2? That means I want laptop twice. Phone, it's 1. So you want to do it 1. Mic is 3. So you want to do it 3. Now, what happens usually in SQL interview is that there's something and your question is to group it, right? This is what we expect. Group by something we study and go. But this is a type of tricky interview question where you want to ungroup things. So immediately, when you notice that, okay, you have to ungroup something, what are you going to do? You are going to think, okay, how will I ungroup it? Ungrouping it means I want laptop to be returned, okay, which is anyway laptop should come. But I want laptop to be returned how many times? Till the time this number is met. Then I want to write phone. How many times? Till the time this number is met. So do you see from where your thought process should come? Okay, this is a problem of recursive CTE. That is from where your thought process to come. Because what is the first step? First step is basically you want to write laptop, but no, you want to write it 2 times. So that's why you're using recursive CTE. Now, next thing that I wanted to talk about is that think hard, okay? Concentrate on what I'm going to say. Right now in the vlog that, this is an amazing free SQL vlog which Kalpesh has made. I remember him sitting overnight and creating everything. So even when you're going for an interview and you just want to quickly see what is what, just go through this vlog. It's very nice for someone who is learning SQL or wanting to learn it. I'm sharing the link with you guys. Okay, coming back to the point. Now, if here the base query was, where do I want to start? Yeah, good. So where do I want to start? I want to start with number 1. Now, in this case, think about what will be your base query. What will you write as this query? What will it be? It has to be very simple, straightforward, but a good starting point. Think about what will that query look like. Give any answer, I'm open to it, but just answer. Select gadget name. Very good, Ayush. You are going on a very good direction. You basically just at this point want, okay, at least I want to start here, right? Very good, Machine. Very, very good. So this is at least where I want to start. So let that be the base query. So what I'll do is basic select start from. Now, for your understanding, I have created one more column called as gadget level. I've called it 1. Right now, if I just do this, okay, just a second. Where does it say that? Okay. 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 So basically the first step is select star from. Yeah, my bad. I have to select from here and then do it. Function F5. So this is the base table, which is already there, and this is G1 level 1. Okay. Now, next level would be that, coming back to the syntax. Here, you have to do select, and this time you have to use the CTE table name. What is 1? So our right now 1, I'm just keeping it to explain you that this is the first step. I've just created that column. It's not going to be useful in the final output, but it's not going to harm either. So this is just for our understanding that it's a first step, nothing else. Now, the second part of the query, you always have to mention the CTE table name. This CTE table name comes from here. This is the syntax. So our name is gadget CTE. So from gadget CTE, I want you to select the same column, gadget ID. Then I want you to select gadget name. Then I want you to select number of gadgets. At this point, at the second level, when any name is getting repeated, I want to ensure that the name reduces by 1. Number reduce, sorry, my bad. Number reduces by 1. For example, if it goes to second level, I want 2 to become 1. I want 2 in laptop to become 1. I want 1 to become 0. I want 3 to become 2. Everyone is understanding this part, just this part. Yes or no in the chats? Okay. Next, when it's going to the second part, I want the G level to show me, Aditi, I'm at level 2. Correct? And then what is going to happen is, I'll just explain you the joint in a while. I'll explain you the condition before that, okay? What is the condition? That the number of purchase should be greater than 1. You guys might be thinking, why not 0? So I will right now make it 0. Okay. And it has to be greater than 1. Okay. What I will then do is, I will remove all of this. I'll do select star from gadget CTE. Okay. Now, let me come back to the joint. So here, first thing is I have to take it from the recursive table name, and then I will join it to this fellow. I'll join it with this guy. And on what I'll join it, I can either join it on gadget ID or gadget name. Both are unique in this case, so I don't have to worry, whatever is your choice. Okay. And just to see what is going to happen of this, I'm running this piece of code. F5. Now, look at this. Let me do one more thing here to make things easier. Okay. Okay, I have to mention what gadget ID. Let me just mention it as 1. Function F5. Okay. Now, what has happened here is that laptop has got repeated. This is the first level, okay? I have mentioned your level. At first level, it was, actually, I should not include all of that. Please excuse me so that you guys understand it better. I'm just doing this, okay? Let me explain you this that way because the numbers are getting shuffled up. Okay, coming back to the point. The first level was the table as it is, correct? When we go to the second level, what is happening? Laptop is getting reduced by 1 and we are at second level. The phone, however, is getting repeated and there is 0 here. And here the level is 2. Do you understand why it is 0? Because at this point, in the condition, it is first checking. Okay, phone is 1. So it's okay with me. If it is 1, it is greater than 0. I am fine with it. And then after that, it is reducing. So there is a repetition that is happening. I don't want this 0. That's why I'm making it 1 because this is making no sense to me. Okay, you'll see everywhere here the 0 is written like that. And I don't want that because in my final output, I only want laptop to be twice. Laptop 1 here and then laptop 2 here. And then I don't want this. This is something I don't want. So I'm making this as 1. Okay. And similarly, this is your level 3. Everything get reduced by 1. What was here 1 gets reduced to 0. What was on mic, it was at level 2, it was 2. Now the mic has become 1. So then now it was at 4th level only mic could reach because 1 gets reduced to 0. Rest of all stopped. Did you understand what happened in each step? What did the query do to us? Everyone understood? Yes or no in the chats? Okay, 1 yes, 2 yes, 3. What about others? We have 39 people. Only 4 people have understood it. Okay, okay. Thank you for responding. It means a lot. Now, I will get all this aside and let's talk about what we actually want. We basically don't want all this level and we don't want number of gadgets. We just basically want the ID and the gadget name. Can you see your output, what the interviewer has given? This is how it should look. So I'm just going to run this piece of code and let's sort out things. And here you go. Okay, this is the final answer. Did everyone understand this problem? Yes or no in the chats? Did you see the output? Everyone understood? Good? Great, amazing. Since we have 7 more minutes, I'll take a very easy problem from data Lemur, okay? Let me just take this easy problem. In fact, I want you guys to also help me with this problem. So here, this is a interview question that was asked in Microsoft. Just give me a minute. There's someone I do. Yeah. So there's an interview question asked by Microsoft. And then, wait, let me first share the link of this so that there's no confusion. Okay. Now, what you have to do is you have to write a query to identify the top 2 users who sent the highest number of message on Microsoft Teams in August 2022. Did you understand what query you have to write? You have to write a query. You have to find top 2 users who have sent the highest number of message on Teams in the month August and year 2022. Okay. Now, you want to display the IDs of these 2 users along with total number of message. So your output is basically going to have 2 columns and it should be in descending order. That's what they are saying. Assumption is that no 2 user have the same number of message in August, have sent the same number of message. So there is no tie. That's the assumption that is made. Now there is a table here, table called as messages. Okay, these are the columns in it. There is message ID, there is sender ID, there is receiver ID, there is content, there is start date. Let us first see select star from messages and let us see what this piece of code gives us. Does this move? Oh my God, what did I do? Give me a minute. Okay, yeah, here's the output. Can you guys see the screen? Yeah, run again. So yes, this is the message ID, this is the sender ID, this is the content that was posted. This is the sent date, and there is something called as message count. I don't know why there is a column like that. Yeah, that's the reason I prefer to create data table in the SQL and give it to you guys. But anyway, so we have the information that was expected. Now what we want is we want 2 columns. Okay, we want basically the ID is sender ID, and then I'm looking for count of messages, correct? Count, and what is the column name precisely? Count content. This will, I'll give it an alias and call it as message count. Okay, and then I want it from messages. I will group it by sender ID. Now, I want you guys to tell me that there will be one more thing that will come, okay? There will be something called as where clause. What will come in this where clause? Anyone? Date? Yes. How are you going to write date? If you, right now, what is the condition that you are looking for in date column? August 22. And if we see, this is the format in which the date is. How can you write a query month date? That is one way. Have you guys heard about extract month from? Yeah, this is an easy way to do. Makes it more readable. That, okay, from where are you extracting? Something like that. Okay, send date. Just a second, there is a chat box open, so I can't see the screen. Yeah. And this has to be equal to 8. And extract again year from sent date. And this has to be 2022. You have to now, just a second, this where will come here. Okay, you have to now order by, you have to order by this fellow, message count, and then they told only top 2 users. So you will use limit 2. Everyone understands this simple query? Simple? See, at the time of interview, no? See, these are the two guys. Order by one thing is this will be descending. I forgot to mention because that, yes, Ayush, my bad. I forgot to mention it descending. These are the top 2 guys. And we put a limit 2, right? Let us submit it. Yeah, accepted. Congrats. We solved one more SQL interview question. Okay. One advice is try to learn. See, these are simple interview questions. So people are not majorly going to ask you in a written format, correct? It will be verbal. So learn to speak your answer. In this case, does it work if date is in any other format? SQL has standard date format. What if it is character type? Then you will have to search having, and you'll have to search in character. There are other ways to search, person sign, like you will have to use that. One question, recursive syntax is same in Microsoft SQL Server 2014. Then see, I am 99% sure that it is same, right? I don't use SQL Server that much, but I'm 99% sure it is same. Okay, that is great. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow also. That will help me. Okay, and please give good ratings on TopMate. It really helps us. So please do that. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.